Okay, this is a piece of dacite that I ordered online through basically a flint knapping supply store, and it comes just like this, just a big broken slab. Now you see that part of it is already pretty thin, but then there's these fatter, thicker pieces right here, and I don't have a particular goal in mind as far as what I'm going to be making, but I do know that I can probably get this much usable material out of here, so it would probably be a really good spearhead. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off these sharp edges. Those really are not any use right now. You can't drive into them, so I have to break them off. So I just do downward chunks like that into a waste bin on the floor. And you see I'm starting to nibble away at that. Now I'm going to flip it over. And I've taken off the really sharp edges. The next step is now to abrade them so that you don't have any sharp edges. You want really nice dull platforms. So I go away from my face so that the flicks and the flecks and the little pieces go away from me. And I'm just breaking that down. You can really scrub it too if you want. So flint knapping is actually a lot like playing chess. You have to think ahead several moves, and you go with the biggest priority first, but you're always keeping other things in the back of your mind. So look at this piece. This right here is already pretty thin, so we don't want to do anything over here right now. But this is a bulb. This is a big thick spot, and so we want to get rid of it. But which way do we want to get rid? Do we want to get rid of the top, or do we want to get rid of the bottom? Well, look at the side. We want to break this heavy bulb right here. You see that big heavy bulb? And so we're going to drive from here down. And right here, this is a good platform to hit, so we're going to hold it like this and hit it right there, and it'll break off a big flake right here, kind of the belly of this clam. We're going to break this belly off. So I'm going to hold it against my leg with the belly facing down. I guess that's my own term. And I'm going to try to hit right on that platform. Now I'm holding this against my leg. You could hold it in your hand like this. I've done it both ways, but I'm going to try it like this because I can really get some good force on it. So again, that triangular platform right there, that's what I'm going to hit right at the edge. Okay, all of these little flakes, you'll use your own judgment, but some of those can be saved for arrowheads. And look what happened. It only broke off this little bit. We still got all of this belly. So I'm going to move up here, and I'm going to try to strike it down into this way. Okay, so now that took away this one. And now I'm going to bring it back here, and I'm going to try to get rid of this. So you're whittling it down, really. But let's come over here and look at what we have. Okay, if I were to hit this, it might break off a good amount, but I'd rather have the platform closer to the bottom where I'm going to be striking. So I'm going to remove this little bit right here off that way. So I flip it over. Okay. So this just went across the top. I'm calling that one the top. And now my platform is down towards the belly that I want to remove. So I'm going to just touch this up just a little bit and abrade it. Watch this. And now you can see how it dips down, and I got a platform right here, and I'm going to try to take this meat off the belly. So let's see if I can get that with a downward strike right there. Okay, we're making inroads. We got a nice big flake scar, but look at how much more of that belly we have. Can you see where we're going to go next? We're going to try to get this. So again, I'm going to probably abrade that, make it a little stiffer. Okay, I've got a nice abraded platform. This gobbledygook right here, this is a little concerning, but it'll be fine. So I'm going to hit right here. I'm going to strike down and in, and I'm going to try to blast off as much of this fatness right here as I can. All right, see how I'm slowly narrowing this down? Let's work on this right here. Again, I've got to get my platform a little lower, so I'm going to remove this top part right here just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to braid it. And now look at what we've got. We've got it starting to bend down towards the belly. I've got a nice platform right here that I can hit. I'm going to try to remove this fatness underneath right there. What I just did was this flake scar, so now we're going to turn it back up, and now we're going to work this. So again, I have to bring this off a little bit, and then bring my edge down, and then remove this little bit of meat. So I'm going to work around the piece for a few minutes. Maybe I'll do this in a little bit sped up video, but you can just watch as I take this down and try to get rid of all this fat right here. So what we're left with is a pretty uniformly thin, wide piece. This is what would be called a trade blank. If this were back in the old days, I would reduce the flint or the dacite or whatever you've got at the quarry site, and you would reduce it into a blank like this, so that you're not carrying around excess weight, and now you can travel with this and trade. Somebody else can pick this up, and of course, if you wanted a narrow, long blade, you could do that. If you wanted a wide, short blade, you could do that. It's sort of like a Swiss Army knife.